Have you ever wondered why it's so hard to get out of bed in the morning? Why does that important project remain unfinished while you spend hours scrolling through social media? If you feel guilty, thinking you're lazy, I have some news that could change your life. You're not lazy. You're lost in a maze created by modern society. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal how overstimulation is sabotaging your motivation and how you can take back control. This isn't just another motivational video. It's a roadmap to exit the maze and rediscover your true potential. If you're tired of feeling stuck and ready to awaken your dormant passion, stay with me. Together, let's unravel the myth of laziness and take the first step toward a life of fulfillment and purpose. Your brain is being hacked, and you didn't even notice. Imagine yourself as an explorer in a dense forest called modern life. Every notification on your phone, every endless scroll on social media is like a tempting fruit in this forest. Seems harmless, right? But there's a dark secret behind it. Our brain, this wonderful organ that has evolved over millions of years, is being bombarded by stimuli it has never faced before. It's as if we were giving pure sugar to a child all day and then wondering why they don't want to eat vegetables. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter of pleasure and reward, is being released in absurd quantities, creating a vicious cycle of seeking more and more stimuli. And there's the trap. The more we seek these easy and instant pleasures, the less satisfaction we find in everyday tasks. Think about it. How many times have you picked up your phone to check just one thing and found yourself scrolling for half an hour? This behavior is not your fault. It's the result of systems designed to capture and keep your attention at all costs. The problem is that while we're distracted by these constant stimuli, our goals and dreams take a backseat. It's not that you don't want to achieve them. It's that your brain is so addicted to instant gratification that long-term rewards seem distant and dull. But don't despair. Recognizing this trap is the first step to escaping it. And that's exactly what we're doing now. Imagine your brain as a delicate balance. On one side, we have pleasure, on the other, pain. In an ideal world, this balance would be even. But what happens when we constantly push the pleasure side? Nature always seeks balance. When we overload the pleasure side with easy and constant rewards, our brain compensates by increasing the weight on the pain side. That's why tasks that once seemed normal now seem unbearably boring or difficult. It's not that you've become lazy overnight. It's that your internal balance is deregulated, making effort seem much more painful than it really is. Let's think of a practical example. Do you remember the last time you had to do an important task, but ended up procrastinating? Maybe it was a report for work or a personal project you've been putting off. You knew it was important, but something inside you strongly resisted. That resistance is not laziness. It's the result of an unbalanced reward system. Your brain, accustomed to the instant gratification of social media and digital entertainment, sees the important task as an insurmountable mountain. But here's the good news. Just as we've unbalanced this scale, we can rebalance it. It's not a quick process, but it's possible. And it starts with small changes in our daily habits. You're the boss of your mind, but you're behaving like an employee. Not all is lost. You have a superpower you might not even know you possess, the power of conscious choice. Just as a nutritionist cares about what they eat, you can and should care about what feeds your mind. Social media algorithms are designed to keep us engaged, not necessarily to do us good. It's like having a personal chef who just wants you to eat more, regardless of your health. Challenge yourself to be the curator of your own content. Consciously choose what you will consume online. Look for content that challenges you, that makes you grow. Remember, your mind is your garden. Plant flowers, not weeds. Start by doing an inventory of your digital consumption. For a week, pay attention to what you see online. What kind of content dominates your feed? Does it inspire you, educate you, make you grow? Or is it just a pastime that leaves you feeling empty afterward? I'm not saying to delete all your social media, but how about starting by limiting the time you spend on them? Set specific times to check your notifications instead of doing it compulsively throughout the day. And in moments when you would typically scroll mindlessly, try something different. How about reading a few pages of a book? Or listening to an educational podcast? Or even sitting in silence for a few minutes, letting your mind wander freely? Every time you consciously choose what to consume, you are reaffirming your control over your own mind. It's a small act of rebellion against the system that wants to keep us distracted and passive. Your body is not just a vehicle to carry your brain. It is an integral part of your emotional and mental well-being. Physical activity is not just about muscles and sweat. It's about brain chemistry and emotional balance. When you move, your body releases endorphins, the body's natural painkillers, and also helps regulate dopamine levels. It's like you're recalibrating that balance we mentioned before. It doesn't have to be anything extreme. A daily walk, a dance in the living room, any movement already makes a difference. Remember, a body in motion tends to stay in motion. Take the first step. But I know what you might be thinking. I can barely get out of bed. How am I going to exercise? And that's where the beauty of it comes in. You don't have to start with a marathon. Start small, ridiculously small if necessary. How about starting with 1 minute? Yes, just 1 minute. Tomorrow, when you wake up, before picking up your phone, get up and do 1 minute of any physical activity. It can be stretching, jumping jacks, or even dancing to your favorite song. 1 minute may seem insignificant, but it's a start. And most importantly, it's a minute where you are choosing to move instead of giving in to inertia. It's a minute where you're telling yourself, I am capable of change. As this habit becomes easier, you will naturally want to increase the time, maybe to 5 minutes, then 10. Before you know it, you may find yourself eager to exercise because your body and mind will begin to crave that moment of movement and clarity. Finally, I want you to know your internal compass, the growth mindset. Often, we feel lost because we believe our abilities are fixed, that we are either born with talent or not. But what if I told you that every challenge, every obstacle, is actually an opportunity for growth? The growth mindset teaches us that we can develop our skills with time and dedication. When you face a difficult task, don't think, I can't do this. Think, I can't do this yet, but I can learn. This small change in perspective can be the key to unlocking your true potential. Let's do a quick exercise. Think of something you've always wanted to learn or improve, but never tried because you thought you didn't have a natural talent for it. Maybe it's learning a new language, playing an instrument, or even cooking. Now imagine yourself a year from now, having dedicated just 15 minutes a day to this skill. How would you be? Probably much better than you are now, right? That's the power of the growth mindset. It frees us from the prison of I can't and opens us to a world of possibilities. And you know what's amazing? The more you adopt this mindset, the stronger it becomes. Each small victory, each obstacle overcome, reinforces the belief that you are capable of growth and development. Start applying this to the small things in everyday life. When facing a challenge, instead of getting frustrated, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to grow? You'll be surprised at how many growth opportunities exist in your day-to-day life. You are not lazy. You're living in a world that often leaves us lost, confused, and overwhelmed. But now you have the tools to find your way back. Control your exposure to overstimulation, balance your internal scale, consciously choose what you consume, keep moving, and above all, adopt a growth mindset. Your true potential is there, waiting to be discovered. It's not a question of if you will reach it, but when. If this video has touched something inside you, don't let that feeling pass. Leave your like, share in the comments which insight impacted you the most and how you plan to apply it in your life. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content that will help you unlock your true potential. See you next time.